What's up guys, welcome back to another Celestials video. Today's character I'm going to showcase is Dennis, who's actually one of Inferno's children. Now, for some context, Dennis would still be a child in the Celestial show, because most of Inferno's friend group is around the age of 25 in the show, and so would his wife be. Now, remember, Inferno's real name is Midas. Inferno is his nickname for the Hero Force, but I haven't actually shown his wife yet. So, Inferno's wife would be Melissa, and she would have like a fairy-inspired outfit. She would look like a regular human. But she would also probably have like green hair to kind of match her nature abilities, and she would have like powers of different magical plants from like all the biomes, depending maybe on her emotions. I think that would be pretty cool. So Dennis is also like a nature character, but he's his own character. I just thought it'd be really fun to incorporate elements from his parents' powers into his. Now, right off the bat, you'll notice that Dennis is a plant creature. Now, in Celestials, this can happen a lot, actually, that genes mix in a very weird way, where sometimes you'll have a kid that's not of the human species. Wait, actually, this doesn't happen like super often, but Inferno is a ghost and his wife has plant powers, so this could happen. And Dennis willingly joined the Hero Force. No one forced him into doing this. I thought this would be like a really fun dynamic to explore, because Inferno also has other kids, but he supports their career choice no matter what. So his other kids might also have like superpowers. I think one of his daughters would maybe have like fire that's like green and can heal people, but can also turn into normal fire. But she would maybe go into like photography, for example. But Dennis wants to join the Hero Force, so. He would be like an adult in like Celestials in Developments, the Marvel Rivals-esque game, and basically he would first of all start off with arm blades. So Dennis would have like arm blades that are retractable from his arms, kind of like Baraka from Mortal Kombat. And on top of that, he would kind of act like a grenade launcher sort of character, so he can shoot peppers. And his normal peppers would probably leave like an AoE zone of like pepper fog or like pepper mist or spray. And if someone gets hit by this, they would not only like take damage and stuff, maybe it would like explode in fire, and maybe they would get like pepper infected, like burn damage over time, and they would need to get like washed with water from like a teammate or from the environment to cure like their pepper sickness or whatever. And maybe the pepper would also slow them down. And then, just like his mother, based on his emotions, he would be able to grow different kinds of peppers with different kinds of abilities. So maybe there would be different triggers in a match that would let him grow these peppers. So these names are going to sound a bit silly, but these are the corresponding emotions. Maybe he would have like a happy pepper that's like distinct yellow, so you could separate them and see him like grow them distinctly on his body, so you know which ones he's using. On top of his normal peppers. So his happy peppers would probably activate when the team does a lot of objectives or you get near your teammates, and then if you shoot them, it would probably leave like an AoE zone that gives you and your teammates a speed boost and maybe a defense boost, for example. He would also have like aggressive peppers, like maybe if he's attacking a lot of enemies or dealing a lot of damage, he would go into a frenzy and start shooting a lot of like fiery red peppers that maybe leave pools of lava on the ground that shoot up fire, and are a lot more aggressive than the normal peppers. And you'd probably also have like defensive peppers when he gets attacked. He would have like flashbang peppers that are maybe like, I don't know, purple or something, or blue, that would slow and stun the enemy a lot more than the normal ones, and would probably obstruct their vision even more than the normal peppers. And then if he gets like really scared, maybe if the enemy team is doing a lot of objectives or killing a lot of teammates, maybe he could grow like like purple peppers that are, or like another color that are distinct. And then the pepper juice that explodes out of these peppers could like maybe make him go invisible or his teammates. So there's a lot of ideas you could have for this character. So I wasn't quite sure what to decide on, but this is what I went for with his pepper powers for now. But I think he has a lot of cool ideas you could apply to him. Maybe he could grow different kinds of peppers from all kinds of magical abilities, or it could work in a completely different way. But on top of that, he would maybe also have like retractable arms. You can see he has like long arms, and maybe since he's like a plant creature, maybe he could stretch out his arms to hit enemies from a little bit of reach. And in his sketch, if I drew him, I will probably draw him in battle mode, which is when he's like trying to fight. He would be able to grow a bunch of like needles on his body, specifically like that stinging plant you find in real life. I forgot the name. I think nettles, the ones that like if you touch them they sting. And he would probably also have like pepper spray breath or something, or just like fire breath. So I think he'd be really fun because again he's like kind of like a grenade launcher character, but he can also hit you from like up close or maybe with a little bit of reach, and he would have a lot more depth than like a regular grenade launch character. Now, I tried to think of a hero name for Dennis, but I couldn't really come up with anything that I felt fit his character. So if you have like a cool name that you think sounds cool for him, you can always let me know in the comments. But I couldn't think of anything that sounded not like a little bit silly, like Capsain Boy, or for example, that just sounds a little goofy. Um, Now, I'm not sure if I already mentioned this, but like I said, I think the dynamic would be interesting to like explore a family member of Inferno, because this isn't the same. This the first time that one of his kids joins the hero force, since he has already lived for a long time. Because Inferno is a ghost in a suit, he doesn't age. Um, but I also just think it's cool that like Dennis is more of like a street level tier character, but because he has a good relationship with his father, like Inferno is a good dad. He doesn't feel like a disappointment because he can't fill in the shoes of Inferno. His powers are not as like strong and grandiose as Inferno, but like I said, regardless, Inferno is a very supportive, patient, loving parent, so they would get along well. But maybe I think it'd be funny to like as Dennis grows up as a child in the show, that he starts off maybe as like somewhat of a brat, because he's raised in like this household with like a really strong, somewhat rich dad that has a lot of friends. So maybe he'd first have like a little bit of a cocky personality because he has like a really cool dad and stuff, for example. But as he grows up, Midas with his aka Inferno would teach him to be like a good person. And this kind of reminds me of Air Force, actually, who would also kind of like be a bit of a brat, but him more than Dennis. Because as he grew up with his wind powers that let him run extremely fast, he would think he's like the best hero ever and stuff. But then he learns to like really control his powers because it's hard to go fast without running into a wall. And he would learn to really humble himself. So yeah, just a lot of cool character dynamics. That's about everything I have to say for this video. So if you enjoyed, leave a like and see you in the next one. Bye.